We are going to make Bienenstich today, or freely translated into English, bee sting. With its pudding and whipped cream filling and the almond honey crust, it's just delicious. So I'm gonna spoil my spouse today. For the yeast dough, I'm first adding all the dry stuff, starting from all-purpose flour, sugar, dry yeast and vanilla sugar. Next I add butter, put in 1 egg, takes a little longer for me, even this is double speed, and grate some lemon skin, plus add 200 milliliter of lukewarm milk. Then I fire up my kneader. After kneading for about a minute or so, I add a little bit salt and keep running it. At the beginning it looks pretty messy, but after 10 minutes of kneading, it becomes a nice smooth dough. Step 1 is done. We cover the dough with some cloth and put it in a warm place for 60 minutes. Next we make the almond honey crust. We add butter, sugar, unwhipped whipping cream, 2 tablespoons of honey and vanilla sugar again. Then we bring it to a solid cook. After it starts boiling, we add the almonds to it. Stir around and bring it to a boil for another 2 minutes. After 2 minutes of boiling, we can take it off the stove and put it aside so it can cool down. I'm also preparing the baking sheet with some parchment paper at the bottom and butter around the edges. Step 2 is done and the dough should be ready now to be processed. As you can see, it should have roughly doubled in volume. In the next 30 seconds you can witness my exceptional baking skills. The elegance of removing the dough, the swiftness and gratefulness of kneading the dough, and the elegance by which I try to flatten the dough into a flat, round thing that fits into the baking form. Et voila, done. Decent enough at least. What's next? We add the almond honey topping. Add everything on it and smoothen it flat so it equally covers the entire surface. Third step is done. Now we put a cloth over it and put it on a warm place so the dough can further raise for another 30 minutes. Now is a good time to clean some utensils we used and preheat the oven to 390 Fahrenheit, 200 Celsius. The dough raised enough and it's now time to put it into the oven for about 15 minutes. We use this time to prepare the filling. First we make a pudding, just follow the recipe on the package, but use 20% less milk than given on the package because we later add the whipped cream. We fill the finished pudding into a bowl and then cover it up with a plastic so no air can touch the surface of the pudding. This will help prevent skin building. Now it's time to take the dough out of the oven. Looks nice. Cut around the edges so we can remove the ring and let everything cool down. Watch out for seeping of the honey mixture, this will create a big mess. Time to walk the dog because everything needs to cool down now. The next minute or so will show again the gratefulness by which I move the dough onto the plate. I have 2 left hands and I thought I leave that in the video so you don't feel as bad if it doesn't work as perfect for you. It's time to stop laughing, because now we need to cut that dough into 2 pieces. I use those boards to get the right height, and then I just keep moving around and keep cutting so I can get the top half and the bottom half. And whoop. Now we cut the top half into the pieces we later want to serve. We only cut the pieces but leave everything sitting on the plate, because at the end of the process we will reassemble the top half on top of the filling of the cake. You'll see what I mean. Next we take 200 milliliter whipping cream and whip it to a nice solid cream. We'll mix that whipped cream with the vanilla pudding. But stop, wait, be careful. My pudding wasn't cold enough. Make sure it's cold, otherwise it will melt like my stuff melted. So this turned out more liquid than it should be more solid. Before we apply the pudding cream, we should put the ring back on. I forgot that, so you'll see what happens. Evenly spread the pudding onto the bottom of the dough, and we use all pudding. Now we take the pre-cut pieces from the top half and put them onto the filling. One after the other until the top of the cake is complete again. You see, with the too liquid filling and not having the ring around, all my top pieces slide down and it gives a little bit of mess. But at the end it goes into the fridge and has to cool down, and it tastes perfect. It's set in the fridge now for an hour and is done. To serve it, we'll cut along the pre-cut lines of the top half. This way, as you cut down, you don't squeeze all the filling out. And you have nice pieces and it tastes delicious. Let me know if you tried it, or if you have any comments or feedback. I would appreciate. Have a good day.